NIT's second round from Pullman, Washington. The Washington State Cougars off to a hot start, leading Oklahoma State 9-2. Second round action of the NIT. This is the final second round matchup. And the winner of this game here in Pullman tonight will host Northwestern in the quarterfinals on Wednesday, with the winner of that game advancing to New York. Klay Thompson, Miles, so far, he has unlimited range, at least in this one tonight.
Well, he's picking up right where he left off. He's been hot the last six games of the season. 27 feet from the first three, just a straight pull-up jump shot. His range is unlimited. Then he comes off the pick and roll. He's been so much better off the dribble this year than his first 2 years in a Cougar uniform.
Brock Modem will shoot two for Washington State. They scored the first 9 points of this game. Free throw rattles home. Modem a 65% free throw shooter on the year.
And Modem from Australia, played at the Australian Institute of Sport, which is an elite training facility or campus where they try to recognize Australian Olympic athletes at an early age. It's a scholarship place. You get some of the best training in the country.
Olukimi runs it down, almost lost it. Underneath for Pilgrim. He's fouled and won as Modem got him in the act. And going to the free throw line, Matt Pilgrim with a strong finish for the Cowboys.
Pilgrim so big at 6'8", 255. Good ball movement. And look, he just gets Modem on his high side. Modem has to fight around, use his quickness to get around Pilgrim. Pilgrim a little bit too strong for him on the inside.
Transfer from Hampton University. Just a 45% foul shooter. Hits the free throw for the old school three-point play, and it's 11-5 Washington State. Foul difficulty on both sides to start. D'Angelo Casto saddled to the Cougar bench for Ken Bone with 2 fouls. And Marshall Moses, the third-team All-Big 12 performer for Oklahoma State, on the bench with 2. Second round of the NIT in Pullman. Pac-10 Big 12 matchup. Thompson has his shot blocked. Cougars keep it alive. Then it's stolen away by Oklahoma State and Pilgrim. Pilgrim drives in, glides into the basket, and finishes with the left hand.
The play started with the defense of Markel Brown staying on the floor, contesting Thompson, blocking the shot, and Oklahoma State makes him pay in transition.
After Washington State scored the first 9, a 7-2 Oklahoma State surge. Here's Faisal Aiden, a streaky outside shooter. Really has the potential to get hot. Long 2 from Reggie Moore. No good. Rebound Jean-Paul Olukimi for Oklahoma State.
After those first 2 possessions where Thompson gets the open looks from 3, Oklahoma State defense has locked in now, contesting all jumpers and keeping the Cougs on the perimeter.
15 on the timer for Keaton Page. Olukimi moves inside, ball stripped by Aiden, stolen Washington State. Quickly they jump on Thompson, leaves Aiden open for a 3. And Olukimi clears for the Cowboys. Keaton Page fires a 3. In transition, no good. Rebound, Reggie Moore, who will slow it up for the Cougs.
And that's a good shot for Page. Shot fake, he has a quick release. Excellent three-point shooter. Just didn't knock it down.
Brock Modem tied up, jump ball, alternating possession will go to Oklahoma State. We're at Friel Court, Pullman, Washington, on the campus of Washington State. Second round of the NIT, as the Cougars hosting Oklahoma State, along with the MVP of the 1997 Final Four, Miles Simon. Roxy Bernstein with you. Brown works his way into the key, bumped, counted, and won. Markel Brown with the basket.
Markel Brown with a nice drive there, absorbs the contact, goes up, a little bit of a double clutch. Markel Brown, one of the best athletes on this Oklahoma State team, leads the team in block shots. Playing well so far tonight.
Abe Lodwick with his first foul. fourth on Washington State as Brown gets the free throw, now 3 of 3 at the line. And all of a sudden, it's a one-point game, Miles. The Cougars scored the first 9 points, and now it's a 10-2 run for the Cowboys.
Well, the difference has been Brown. Brown came in, sparked him defensively, made the looks tough for Thompson, and then he's attacked on the offensive end.
Here is Thompson. Splits a double team. Foul line pull-up shot good. Any little space whatsoever, that shot more than likely is going in.
Too hard of a show by Pilgrim. Thompson able to split it. Nice little push dribble through the split to get to the mid-range.
Thompson already with 8. Spinning into the lane, Olukimi can't finish, tipped up and in by Pilgrim.
But by Olukimi attacking there, he drew 2 Washington State defenders, leaving Pilgrim all alone for the tip-in.
Delay of game warning to Oklahoma State after touching the ball after it went through the net. 13-12 Cougars. Winner of this game will move on to the quarterfinals and host Northwestern Wednesday night. Long 3 by Aiden. And the rebound cleared by Page as the Cowboys looking for their first lead.
Aiden really a streak shooter, but once he finds his rhythm, he can really fill it up quickly. 17.5 points a game over his last 4.
Brown pull up in the lane. The follow by Pilgrim, and the Cowboys lead for the first time.
Oklahoma State does a great job on the offensive glass. They get 11 second chance points per game, 4 in the last 2 possessions.
Thompson drives contact, and a foul against Oklahoma State. For those of you on ESPNU, we will go back to original programming. Those of you on ESPN2, we will be right back after these messages with Oklahoma State leading by 1.
At Dairy Queen, we don't stop at good enough.
We don't just give you a cheeseburger. We give you 2 for $2.22 or 2 doubles for $3.33.
And I'm not just playing a guitar. I'm playing a guitar that sounds like dolphins.
Luxury everywhere you look. First of its kind technology. When your heart and head are saying the same thing, listen.
At the Lincoln Spring Forward event, get an attractive sign and drive lease plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on a Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
John Hancock, the future is yours. Talk to your financial advisor or visit findtheanswers.com.
These will be the toughest shots in the entire competition.
It's like the point of no return. If you can't make these precision shots, you shouldn't be here.
World-class marksmen face off in an all-new Top Shot. Tomorrow at 10 on History, made every day.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NIT is brought to you by the Lincoln Spring Forward event. It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
14-13, Oklahoma State leads Washington State. 11:40 left in his first half, and Pullman, second round of the NIT. As you take a look at the bracket and what this game means tonight, the winner moves on to host Northwestern Wednesday night and for the right to go to Madison Square Garden in the NIT Final Four. Well, Miles, the Cougars got off to a 9-0 lead to start this game, but Oklahoma State has come roaring back. What's been the difference with the Cowboys?
They brought in the freshman, Markel Brown. A little more athleticism to guard Klay Thompson, made his shots that he's taken now a lot tougher. And then on the offensive end, Markel Brown has been attacking the paint, has 5 points, and then Matt Pilgrim cleaning it up on any misses for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Pilgrim leads Oklahoma State with 9. He averages only 5 points a game. Klay Thompson to the free throw line after Roger Franklin was called for his first foul. 6 on Oklahoma State. But Marshall Moses with 2 fouls early, the third-team All-Big 12 performer for Travis Ford and the Cowboys.
Number 1, Klay Thompson on the line, shooting 2.
But Matt Pilgrim has stepped it up with Moses on the bench as Klay Thompson hits the free throw to tie the game.
Well, if they can weather the storm with Moses on the bench right now, like they've been playing much better, actually. Pilgrim's been cleaning up on the inside. Points in the paint have been crucial for the Cowboys as they already have 10 of their 14 in the lane area.
Thompson hits both to put the Cougs back up 1. Jean-Paul Olukimi drops it off for Keaton Page, a high school legend in the state of Oklahoma. Here's Franklin inside. Finds the gap in the zone. He puts the Cowboys back in front.
Well, I like the ball movement. It went side to side a couple times. Then they get Franklin in the high post area. He's a 15-foot and in shooter.
Here's Thompson out top. Feeds underneath. Kick out from Capers. Thompson drives baseline. Reverse layup. Klay Thompson with 12.
Roxy, you and I could see that from the angle that we're at, but on the drive baseline, they tried to hand check him. Klay slaps it away, continues on to the reverse layup. Excellent move by Thompson. Against this zone, they have to recognize where Page is at. He's the best shooter.
And there is Page right on cue. Hits the 3, 19-17 Cowboys.
And you have to realize that his range is 5 or 6 feet behind the three-point line. Make him put it on the floor, send him to the bigger guys in the lane.
Like you said, the further he is out, away from the line, the better he is. Here's a 3 from Lodwick. The left-handed stroke. And Washington State goes back in front.
Lodwick almost strictly a catch-and-shoot player. Going into this game, 26 of his 38 makes on the year are three-point shots.
We've had 6 lead changes in the last 2 minutes. Here's Page.
Oklahoma State, besides Page, is not a good three-point shooting team. They're only 29% as a team on the year.
Lodwick the rebound. Here come the Cougs. Thompson on the attack. Shoves underneath. Enquist fouled on a reverse lay-in. Junior from Edmonds, Washington, Charlie Enquist to the free throw line. And here is that drive by Thompson.
Here's the nice drive, little hesitation. See him slap his arm away? Gets Franklin off and throws the defender off balance. Uses the rim as a shield to get away from the shot blocker.
Second foul on Markel Brown as the free throw rattles off as Enquist just 2 of 9 from the line this season. Marshall Moses coming back with his 2 fouls for Travis Ford. Also, Reggie Dowell returning.
I don't mind the move by Travis Ford because with no D'Angelo Castro in the game, there's no low post threat for Marshall Moses to defend. He'll have to defend the perimeter a little bit, but no low post threat in the game for Washington State.
1 out of 2 for Enquist. Pull up by Dowell. Olukimi skies to slap the rebound out of there, and it goes out of bounds in the corner. Last touch by Oklahoma State, and a Washington State ball. Washington State with more Capers, Thompson, Lodwick, and Enquist on the floor. Oklahoma State counters with Page, Dowell, Franklin, Olukimi, and Moses with the 2 fouls. Reggie Moore behind a double screen. Here's Thompson. Feeds Enquist. Takes it strong inside.
There's where Klay has gotten so much better. Off the dribble. He rejects the on-ball screen. Crossover into the lane. Draws a defender. Nice dish down low. Cowboys attacking right away.
Jean-Paul Olukimi with the hoop. His first points. Cougs by 2. Bounce pass inside, too far in front of Enquist. To stay here, a kicking violation against the Cowboys.
With the low crossover, gets in, left-handed pass, great finish by Inquist at the basket.
Just his 4th field goal of the season. Thompson trapped in the corner, forced to take a 30-second timeout. 8:06 to go, first half. Cougars up 2 here in the Palouse.
Everything that I am as a man, I got from my family. My father had a trash hauling service. I had to also work with him every day in the summertime. Kids would always tease you, oh, there goes the trash man. But my father was so confident and never even blinked an eye. So it made me stand tall because he stood tall. My name is Magic Johnson, and I'm definitely comfortable in my own skin.
The 2-seed Washington State leads the 3rd seed. The Oklahoma State Cowboys 23-21, second round of the NIT. And Klay Thompson, right from the get-go, Miles, on track for Washington State.
That's just a rhythm jumper for him. I know it's from 27 feet, but that's his range. He has excellent arc, great legs in his shot. Look at the lift there. And he always shoots the ball with the seam, so he gets a soft touch and great backspin and rotation on the shot, which makes it that much more softer.
Cougar ball coming out of the timeout. Here is Reggie Moore. Finds Hanquist to the top. Shot clock at 15. Moore looking to create here. Drives at Page. Foul line pull-up. Rebound, loose. Inquist dives, keeps it alive for Washington State. Thompson a 3. Follow dunk. Capers flies through the lane and finishes with the left hand.
All started with the hustle on the 50-50 ball. They find Thompson, and then that left 3 Cougars, including Marcel Capers, to slam it home.
Sports Center top 10 right there.
Absolutely.
Energizes crowd as well as Olukimi short on the jumper. And Moore with the rebound for Washington State. Moore behind the screen. Cougars have led by as many as 9 already in this game. They scored the first 9 points of the night. Working on a 4-point lead right now. Shot clock at 5. Anquist underneath for Lodwick, misses a lay-in. Missed a putback. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Oklahoma State. It'll stay with Washington State. But the crowd here at Pullman coming alive. Marcus Capers. With an emphatic finish. The athleticism. Marcus Capers puts the Cougs up 4.
There's nothing that works like confidence. Especially with all this to back it up.
At the Lincoln Spring Forward event, get an attractive sign and drive lease plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on a Lincoln MKZ.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Okay, maybe you do have the household names, the banners, and that winning swagger, but you remember us, don't you? Remember how hard we're working, how hungry we are. You hear us coming. The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN2.
Tone it, tighten it, firm it, strengthen it. The Flex Belt, the ultimate workout for abs. The Flex Belt easily tightens, tones, and firms abdominal muscles. Those same muscles you could spend a lifetime trying to tone on your own.
It's really intense. It's a great feeling. It's like that feeling you get when you're at your 100th rep.
Flex Belt's advanced electronic muscle stimulation basically does all the work for you by sending a powerful pulse through its belt pads to contract your target abdominal muscles up to 150 times per session.
It's great because it's going to work your entire core all at the same time. It's going to hit your obliques, your rectus abdominis, your transverse abdominis, and it's not going to put any strain on your lower back or your neck.
Demonstrated results in just 6 weeks. It's safe, sensible, FDA cleared, and it's money back guaranteed for 60 days. Millions are sold on it. Go to flexbelt.com and get the power of the flex working for you.
You definitely have to try it. It's worth it. You can feel it working. It's working everywhere.
Late night here in the Palouse. Students are loving it, though, here in Friel Court. Second round of the NIT, Washington State leading Oklahoma State 25-21. ESPN, the home court of college hoops, continues with the NIT quarterfinals Tuesday night as Kent State travels to Boulder and takes on Colorado. The quarterfinals of the NIT on ESPN Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Alec Burks and the Buffaloes, they were impressive in the second round, Miles, of dismantling Cal.
Alec Burks was really impressive. That was my first chance of seeing him play live. And I had seen all the highlights and big games that he had this year, but he was flying around the rim. He has an improved jump shot, one of the best athletes in the country. Might be hard for Tad Boyle to keep him around in Boulder much past this year.
Here's Casto back in with his 2 fouls, working on Pilgrim. Fall-away shot, left it short. Nick Sidorkas the rebound for the Cowboys.
Pilgrim, good job of moving his feet and just staying straight up and contesting the shot.
Both coaches have elected to bring back their big men with the 2 fouls. Moses for Oklahoma State and Casto for the Cougars as Pilgrim misses everything on a baseline jumper. Faisal-Aiden finds Modem. Missed a long 2, and the rebound cleared by the Cowboys. And Markel Brown, who has 2 fouls, back in there. Pilgrim attacks Casto. Spins into the key. Lost the ball out of bounds. It goes to Washington State underneath. Pilgrim a little frustrated right there.
Well, this was just a good job by Casto. Look, he moves his feet. He goes straight up knowing he has 2 fouls. No touch there. Pilgrim tried to anticipate the contact and bait the referees into a call.
What do you feel about the coaches bringing their big men back with the 2 personals?
Hey, this could be the last game of the year. You're doing everything you can to win. You kind of trust those guys that have been around long enough to hopefully play smart enough and not pick up that 3rd.
Reggie Moore rattles out the pull-up. Streaking into the key, and Markel Brown finishes. He has 7 off the bench.
Brown has been so impressive so far, showing some great athleticism, going to the offhand finish at the basket.
2-point Cougar lead. Thompson on the bench right now. Casto lost the ball, got it back, finds Modem underneath, tips in his own miss with the left hand. 27-23. Washington State. Thompson 4 of 8 from the field, leads the Cougs with 12. The rest of the Cougar team 4 of 16 from the field. Moses gets the ball, left block. Spins off, rebound capers Washington State.
I would like to see Moses just attack and try to go to the basket. D'Angelo Casto in this situation probably willing to give up layups to not get his 3rd foul.
Casto walk moving inside. Turnover on Washington State. So D'Angelo Casto with his 2 fouls, the 2nd team all-big or Pac-10 performer. As Klay Thompson comes back in for Ken Bone. Thompson with 12 points. Average is better than 22 a game. 8th in the country in scoring. Of course, tops in the Pac-10. The last 6 games, he's really been on a roll. Averaging 29 points a game over the last 6.
Roxine, don't forget about that show that he put on against University of Washington in the quarterfinals of the Pac-10 tournament, where he set a tournament record with 43 points and tied a tournament record with 8 3-pointers in that game.
Matched his career high. He put up 43 last year against San Diego. Open jumper, Franklin misses short. Aiden the rebound for Washington State as the Cougs working on a 4-point lead here. Casto goes inside, jump hook, too strong. He was looking for a foul. And Marshall Moses the rebound for the Cowboys. Give them credit. they weathered that early storm. They were down 9-0 in the first minute 40, and they fought their way back into the game, leading on one occasion.
They did. The game's being played at their pace now. It's been more of a half-court game. I'd love to see Washington State speed it up, use their quickness on the perimeter.
Pull-up three, Faisal Ayton in transition. His first points, 7-point Cougar lead.
Ayton is a streak shooter, but there someone has to stop the ball. Easy shot from the top of the key for Faisal Ayton.
He's been hot lately also. Last 4 games, Ayton averaging 17.5 per contest. .12 to shoot. Page drives. Rainbow. No good. Thompson the rebound and a foul. Moses just picked up his third. 3:06 left in the first half. Moses his third personal foul and makes it very tough on Travis Ford in Oklahoma State as the Cougars have opened up a 7-point lead. And from long range, Faisal Ayton hitting for the Cougs.
The Eyes on IndyCar Series at St. Petersburg, Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on ABC.
Inside the 2011 Dodge Journey is an 8.4-inch touchscreen that lets you control the stereo volume, radio tuning, climate controls, turn-by-turn navigation, and Bluetooth activation. Technology, inside technology, controlling more technology. Welcome to the future.
Now, lease the new 2011 Dodge Journey Main Street for $299 a month for well-qualified lessees.
Photos, entertainment, and more. No glasses required. Nintendo 3DS. Take a look inside.
It's the Diet Do Challenge.
You have your fans all fired up, Kenny.
Well, you thought I wouldn't, and I maintain Team Voltage is going to win this whole thing. We've been vlogging. We've been dropping Twitter bombs from the sky.
Twitter bombs?
So what have you done for Supernova?
I'm just telling people to taste it. It's in stores now, and it's delicious. And I'm telling people to go to dietdochallenge.com and vote for Supernova.
On the internet?
Good luck, Kenny.
Pick the next Diet Mountain Dew flavor at dietdochallenge.com.
Where to go for a quiet getaway?
Thanks to the Orbitz Matrix display, you can make more knowledgeable decisions when booking vacation packages. See all your hotel and flight options and savings for the ideal vacation.
Perfect.
When you Orbitz, you know.
Mike Evans studio with you. Coming up the half, Adrian Branch will join me. We'll examine the Bruce Pearl situation and some early NIT action. A streak that proves the tide is rolling and a look at a big hurricane. Plus, Kansas already the highest seed possible they've played in the Southwest. That was the 9th-seeded Illinois squad, while the Jayhawks were thinking about a run to the Final Four. And it was one of the biggest shots we've seen in the first few rounds. Derek Williams pushing Arizona past Texas, while that run might be over. Roxy, Miles?
All right, Mike. Washington State leading Oklahoma State 30-23. Late here in the first half, we take a look at the Naismith Award finalists. There's your Final Four.
Well, it's great to have one of those guys on your team because all of them are still playing this week, going to the Sweet 16. Nolan Smith had a dominant weekend. Jimmer Fredette also. But the guy that's not on there, Derek Williams, hit the game winner against Texas, three-point play. Had struggled throughout the game, but next year, if by some chance Sean Miller can get him to come back to school, Arizona has a chance to be a top 5 team, and Derek Williams probably will headline the National Player of the Year candidate boards.
Speaking of potential National Player of the Year candidates for next year, if he decides to come back, Klay Thompson at the line for Washington State for a 1-and-1 after Moses picks up his third foul.
Absolutely. He'll be a guy. I mean, he's already close to being the all-time leading scorer here in Washington State history. Has put up consistent numbers since his freshman year. And if he's able to come back, this Cougar team in general, when you're talking about Aiden, Moore, Casto, Thompson, all underclassmen.
There's not a senior on this roster.
They'll be a top 25 team.
Thompson with 14 as the Cougars have matched their largest lead. Dowell drives inside and gets onto the scoreboard.
Dowell's improvement as a point guard and his emergence as of late has been such a key part of Oklahoma State's late season success, where they've won 4 out of 6.
A little 1-3-1 look from Oklahoma State. Brock Modem with the left hand finishes inside.
Excellent attack of the pressure, getting that ball into the high post area, soft part of the zone. Modem with the excellent finish.
Again, a 9-point lead for the Cougars. Ken Bone has taken Casto out with his 2 fouls, while Moses on the Oklahoma State bench with 3. Dowell drives and scoops it in. Crafty move by Roger Dowell.
Dowell is the best one-on-one player that this Oklahoma State team has. He has the ability to blow by guys, as he shows right there.
And the 1-3-1 zone look from the Cowboys leaves Thompson open. 3-pointer. Rattles off, and the rebound cleared by Matt Pilgrim for Oklahoma State. Dowell on the drive. Page, a long 3. Pilgrim put back on the offensive rebound. Timeout taken. 30-second timeout.
Timeout ball by the Cougars.
The Cougars take a 30-second timeout. Here is that drive by Dowell.
Yeah, does an excellent job of navigating the pick and roll. He's a sophomore, hasn't played a lot in his career, just starting as of late. And then the zone defense for the Cougs. You see 3 guys, Moore, Lodwick, and Thompson, just standing around as Pilgrim cleans it up. No block out by the Cougs.
The NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues Tuesday with regional coverage of the 2nd round. First on ESPN at 7 Eastern, top seed UConn takes on Purdue. Then ESPN2 is more regional action. Oklahoma faces Miami, Louisville and Xavier, or Georgetown, Maryland. The 2nd round of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship presented by Capital One on ESPN2 Tuesday at 7 Eastern.
And just about an hour and a half down the road in Spokane, had the first really big upset in the women's tournament. The Gonzaga Bulldogs upset the 11th seed, upsetting the UCLA Bruins, who are number 3 seed on their home floor.
Brock Modem, nice move to finish. Again, the lefty using the glass.
Modem uses his excellent skill set. He's not one of the best athletes out there, but he's very fundamentally sound. You see he drives baseline, gives the up fake, and as the defender goes down, he shoots the ball.
The Aussie with 8 off the bench for Ken Bone. Final minute of the first half. 7-point Washington State lead. They've led by as many as 9. Olukimi powers his way inside. Can't get it to go. And Thompson with the rebound. 3-second differential between the shot and half clock here for Washington State. Marcus Capers way out top.
Look for something for Thompson coming off either a dribble handoff and then getting into a pick and roll situation.
Cowboys have gone back to the man-to-man. Modem underneath. Goaltending doesn't matter. Basket was going anyways.
And why was that caused? They dribble at Klay Thompson. Both defenders go with him. Backdoor slip. Lay in.
Here comes Page with 4. Off balance, a 3 on the move. No good. And at the half, the Cougars lead it by 9. It matches their largest lead of the night. Klay Thompson with 14 in the first half to lead Washington State. Let's go to Mike Yam and Adrian Branch with the ESPN halftime report.
All right, Roxy, so the Cougars right now looking strong. First half in the books. Adrian Branch, Mike Yam with you. A lot to get to in this halftime here. And really the biggest story of the day, Bruce Pearl getting fired. Well, not really a huge shocker for a lot of the fans in Tennessee, considering the comments that Mike Hamilton, the school's AD, had said right before the NCAA tournament kicked up. Now, Volunteers, the officials there, they learned from the NCAA in December that Pearl would be charged with a violation of the NCAA's bump rule after speaking with a high school junior. That notification came just days after a tearful press conference from Pearl. So the fact that the school learned from the NCAA and not Pearl might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. But just a look here at what Bruce Pearl has brought to the table in his time with Tennessee.
Oh, on the court, he's been fantastic. He's enlivened the crowd. He's done a good job. Membership with the fan is up. But it's not the 2 hours that you see. It's the 22 hours that you didn't see that got him in trouble.
And so Tennessee trying to move on now, looking for a new basketball coach. Let's get you caught up on some NIT action here. Anthony Grant, Alabama, taking on New Mexico State in the NIT. Tied, trying to go 18-0 at home this season. First half here, woo, off the pickoff scenario. Hillman with the throwdown. Second half, Tony Mitchell cutting strong, AB.
Mike, where's this on the road? If they were playing like this on the road, they would not be in the NIT.
They're one of those bubble teams, and that bubble got burst on Selection Sunday. Are you kidding me? Mitchell again, the nasty windmill dunk. You know, the Tide hit 15 to 20 shots in the second half. That's what we call high percentage.
Yeah, playing at home, again, they've been fantastic and consistent. They controlled this game against a very good New Mexico team. New Mexico was streaking.
Well, speaking of controlling the game, Miami did that in the second half against Missouri State. Those two teams, Alabama and Miami, moving on to the quarters. They're going to face each other.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good game. It's a defensive-minded game. Miami toughed it out with that big size. But if you're playing at home, Alabama, watch out Miami.
All right, let's tell you what's going to happen Tuesday at 9 Eastern Time on ESPN in beautiful high definition. It's Kent State matching up against Colorado. Speaking of teams that thought they'd be dancing in the field of 68, Colorado, one of them, instead playing in the NIT. Still to come, one of the biggest shots of the weekend. AB tells you why Arizona's luck might be running out real fast.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NIT is brought to you by State Farm. State Farm agents are there when you need them. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com.
Call your agent.
My agent?
Yeah.
You were driving.
You know, it's cool. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Oh, hey, guys. Oof. What's up, Tony? You see what he made me do, right? It's okay. I got it. That was him.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with the world's smallest violin.
Because this is what I hear when you talk. Can I get a binky for baby Brown? Here you go.
That's it. Michael Buffer.
Let's get ready to rumble!
State Farm agents are there when you need them.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
We all have a bloodline. But it takes a bold spirit to say, it's my turn, then go out and prove it. The new 2011 Jeep Compass. Genetically engineered with Jeep 4x4 capability, iconic beauty, and a red-blooded attitude all its own. The 2011 Jeep Compass, the evolution of a legendary bloodline. Well-qualified lessees can get a 2011 Jeep Compass Sport 4x2 for $239 a month.
Keep it. Keep it. What is that? Fish?
Good enough. Your fish should never be a mystery. At Wendy's, we only use 100% North Pacific cod in our premium fish fillet. Taste the difference real makes and try our new natural cut fries with sea salt.
You know when it's real.
Have a few bills with interest rates that make you go like this? Come talk to Regions about a personal loan to consolidate your higher interest debt into one lower monthly payment. Can mean you go from this to this.
What's up?
It's here.
What are you doing here?
They sent it.
Do you see the latest? Got it. It's no secret. You can have your voice heard by taking surveys with NPD
online research.
I'm in.
Every time you take a survey, you'll be entered to win $1,000. The more surveys you take, the greater the rewards, and the bigger difference you can make in the products you use. Now you know. Have your voice heard.
The Go Board. Information you need, freedom to get going. At a value that's simply refreshing. Courtyard. It's a new stay.
Mike Evan, Adrian Branch with you. That's Klay Thompson. He's got 14 points, and better yet for him, Washington State, his squad up 38-29 at the half. All right, let's take you back to some NCAA tournament action from the weekend. Arizona matching up against Texas. Corey Joseph trying to inbound here. A huge turnover. Wildcat basketball. And then Derek Williams, of course, the biggest shot of the game with 14.5 seconds to play, really putting Arizona in the driver's seat as Corey Joseph, or was right, Jacob Brown with the attempted shot that almost went down. So close for Texas. Now they're going home. Arizona, though, in the next round, Sweet 16, matching up against the heavy favorite, the #1 seed in Duke. You're picking them, but explain to me why the Wildcats can win this basketball game.
Well, think about this. Here's the question on the table, folks. Can the strength of Arizona beat the weakness of Duke? The strength of Arizona is their first in Pac-10 defense at the three-point line. They hold opponents to 29%. In losses, when Duke has lost, they've shot under 29%. So can you take away the priority of the three-point line, and then can Derek Williams be Derek Williams with help from his teammates? I think that's going to be a tall order. Look for the Plumlee brothers to try to dominate and be physical, but with a coach, with Miller's team, with Coach Miller's team, Sean Miller's team always has a chance because they're going to come out and try to be the toughest team on the floor.
Yeah, we saw it against Texas where they were able to flex those muscles a little bit, and certainly Derek Williams, when you have a player at his caliber, Pac-10 Player of the Year, you always have a chance. As you take a look at the West bracket right now, we've been talking about the game between Duke and Arizona. This one, Connecticut going up against San Diego State, potentially got to be a pretty good one.
Distinctive, too. San Diego State has a lot of experience. They held opponents. They're a defensive-minded team. They held opponents to 59 points. They're able to defend the three-point line as well. Look for the San Diego State to be tough against UConn.
From the west to the south, the west here. And how about this for Kansas? They're the 1 seed. They're going to go up against the 12 seed Richmond. That's sort of like a Cinderella story, although VCU certainly would classify as that. Kansas now playing a 12. In their bracket, they're not going to play a team. They've already played their highest seeded squad in Illinois. Kansas right now, you look at this matchup, Richmond running that Princeton-style offense defensively. What does Kansas have to do to defend that?
Kansas has to be patient. There has to be defensive patience. When we talk about a team being patient, usually you're talking about it on the offensive end, not jacking up bad shots. But with Richmond, they're a patient team. Chris Mooney has that Princeton-style offense. They look for the back door, the best matchup. And for Kansas, you can't bail out Richmond by having silly fouls. Look for Kansas to try to speed them up. Richmond wants to slow it down.
Jayhawks certainly right now a clear path, just depending on the seeding. Although you've got a couple teams playing some good basketball right now, namely being VCU, certainly potentially could stand in the way for them as well. Adrian Branch, Mike Ann with you. Still plenty more to come at the half, including a look at some interesting women's games that went down and provided drama.
Inside the 2011 Dodge Journey is an 8.4-inch touchscreen that lets you control the stereo volume, radio tuning, climate controls, turn-by-turn navigation, and Bluetooth activation. Technology, inside technology, controlling more technology. Welcome to the future.
Now, lease the new 2011 Dodge Journey Main Street for $299 a month for well-qualified lessees.
Arthur! Out!
Make me.
Evander, if he's not out of this ring 1 minute, I'll bite your other ear off.
Ow! That's not what's it! At least something in this room is attracted to you. I consider it a gift for defying death. With fun.
Arthur.
Put this on, please. Say, what's your winky?
What's your winky?
Rated PG-13. Starts April 8th.
These will be the toughest shots in the entire competition.
It's like the point of no return.
If you can't make these precision shots, you shouldn't be here.
World-class marksmen face off in an all-new Top Shot. Tomorrow at 10 on History, made every day.
More nights, more points. Real value from your friends at Hampton.
It's safe to say we've been wrenching on some things. The all-new, more powerful than ever, Scott Trader streaming quotes. Stream twice as much information, get up to the second news, spot trends in your charts, and execute your trades all in real time. Go ahead, open her up.
At Samuel Adams, we get inspiration for our seasonal beers from all over the world.
For us, spring seasonal, we make Samuel Adams Noble Pilsner. It's our take on a classic Bohemian Pilsner.
And we found the traditional heirloom malt.
Laid out and turned daily by hand. Produces a lot more flavor.
Our twist with this beer is using all 5 noble hops.
4 hops from Bavaria and 1 from Bohemia.
We get a very bright, hoppy note with a clean finish.
It's got a lot of flavor.
And refreshing.
It makes you look forward to the warmer days of spring. But Sam Adams Noble Pils will be gone before you know it.
Mike, you have an Adrian Branch with you, taking a look at some of the women's scores. And Gonzaga put off a little bit of an upset against UCLA. Courtney Vandersloot became the first player in Division I, man or woman, to reach 2,000 career points and 1,000 career assists. 29 and 17 dimes, and this one's certainly impressive. Stanford, a winner, as was North Carolina and Notre Dame. Should be noted as well, Tennessee moving on. Oh, Marcus Capers flying in, showing he's an athlete. He's got 7 points. More importantly, Washington State up right now at the break. Second half straight ahead.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NIT is brought to you by Applebee's, jazzing up the 2 for $20 menu with the all-new flavors of Bourbon Street.
All new picks.
2 for $20 with all new flavors of Bourbon Street.
Applebee's 2 for $20 menu. Now jazzed up with the flavors of Bourbon Street. Like new Cajun shrimp pasta. 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, $20. Only at Applebee's. Catch all the games here.
An IBM computer system named Watson won Jeopardy. But the real winner? Humankind.
Life is really about questions and answers. This technology can help us get some of those answers.
We're going to revolutionize many, many fields with this new capability.
Healthcare, government, finance, anywhere decision-making depends on deeper understanding of the huge wealth of information that's out there.
I thought the game was the end. I'm realizing it's just the beginning. That's what I'm working on. I'm an IBMer.
Most automobiles use only insulation to reduce noise. But we take a different approach. We use microphones to detect unwanted engine sounds, then transmit opposing frequencies to eliminate them. Literally fighting sound with sound. Active sound control, available in the Acura TSX. The most innovative thinking you'll find in an Acura.
Pressure can cause anyone's deodorant to fail. Introducing Gillette Odor Shield Antiperspirant that targets and neutralizes odor at the source. Help eliminate odor. Don't just cover it up.
Bistro at Courtyard. Refreshing new options, same refreshing value. Courtyard, it's a new stay.
Going to get a loan is stressful enough without having to wait for an answer on a timeline that looks like this. At Regions, we've streamlined applying for a loan so that you get honest answers in about 30 minutes. It's sure time somebody did.
Chance I can, 'cause today's all mine. I'm doing it right, living every moment like a Saturday night. Ooh. Today's the day I'm gonna get away. Gonna dance on the table.
Everything running.
Sports Authority. All things sporting good. Get a $10 cash card for spending $50 or more.
Getting ready for the start of the second half. The Palouse is on the loose with the Cougars, leading Oklahoma State by 9. 38-29. Washington State in front. That's the Zoo here at Washington State. Along with Miles Simon, Roxy Bernstein with you. And first half, Miles, that from the outset, a star in the making and a guy who's going to be a star at the next level whenever he decides to go there. Klay Thompson really ignited the Cougs.
Thompson showing a ton of his versatility in the first half, especially on the offensive end. He's primarily been known as a shooter, but he can do so many different things there. Brings it up, runs the break, hits from 7 feet behind the line. Then he has the excellent mid-range game using the side pick and roll, excellent elevation on the mid-range 17-footer. And here, hesitation, gets to the rack, gets the defender's arm off him, shows improved strength. And then his handle, the sweet crossover, excellent no-look pass with the offhand. Klay Thompson, big-time first half.
Here's your first half stats, and surprising number to me, Miles. You look at the team rebounds. 23-17, Washington State leading. They're not known as a good rebounding team where Oklahoma State is.
Well, they've been doing it by gang rebounding. Everyone that has played so far for Washington State has contributed. They all have a rebound. Oklahoma State, on the other hand, Marshall Moses only played half of the first half. He's their leading rebounder. I think he'll make a difference here in the second half on the boards.
He needs to for Travis Ford as Moses playing with 3 fouls. Here is a long 2 from Abe Lodwick. Rattles off with the rebound cleared by Matt Pilgrim, who had an active first half for the Cowboys. Dowell on the drive, swatted by Capers, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Washington State. It'll be a Cowboy basketball.
Capers is the best one-on-one defender, best on-ball that the Washington State Cougars have. And look at his length, how long his arms are, and he's left-handed. So that means a right-handed player is bringing that ball right to his strong hand.
What does Oklahoma State need to do to claw back toward Washington State?
Well, they got to start getting the ball back in the paint like they did in the first half. And I think with Marshall Moses in there, who didn't score a point in the first half, and he's a 14.5-point-a-game guy, they got to get him some touches.
Cougars are really packing it in on Moses. He goes inside, and finally Moses on the scoreboard to open up the second half to pull the Cowboys to within 7.
Excellent post-entry pass. Moses gets to his strong hand, left-hand jump hook over the right shoulder.
This is a guy who averages 14.5 points a game, and now just gets his first points of the night, but he also just picks up his 4th foul just a minute 4 into the second half, and it's D'Angelo Casto to the free throw line.
Well, excellent side-to-side action here. Just a little cross screen. Moses gets no help, so there was no bump by the guard. That made him late to come over as he got back screen, and he throws his body into Casto, picking up his 4th foul.
Moses clearly frustrated. Casto rattles it home. He's now 2 of 3 at the line.
Casto, a young man who grew up in Spokane, was adopted when he was 7 years old. His mom had passed away. Grew up in a farmhouse with 15 other children.
He gets the second free throw to go. Amazing he grew up to be that big with 14 other kids in the house. And the Cougars lead it by 9. It's their largest lead of the night. But Page from way downtown pulls the Cowboys to within 6.
Good action on the ball movement side to side. Page gets a nice screen up top to come off, ready to shoot.
Second three-pointer for Keaton Page. The Oklahoma high school legend who played for his dad, David, Pawnee, Oklahoma. But the Cougars answer with a 3, and it's Abe Lodwick.
Excellent pick and pop action. Moore takes the one dribble to drag the defender, throws it back over his shoulder. Lodwick ready to shoot.
Second triple for Lodwick tonight. Page tries another. Offensive rebound by Pilgrim. Page again. This one cleared by Washington State and Reggie Moore.
He kind of shot the second one flat-footed, not enough legs, and he was 3 or 4 feet behind the line.
Oklahoma State just 2 of 11 from beyond the arc, and let's face it, that's not their specialty, shooting from downtown anyways. Tip up by Capers off the miss from Moore. Leaves it out for Thompson, who misses a 3. And Pilgrim with the rebound. Here come the Cowboys. Markel Brown in transition. Has it stripped in the lane. Capers controls. Washington State with the ball. Holding off the ball. And Markel Brown picks up his 3rd. Foul difficulty for Travis Ford. Moses with 4. And now Brown just picks up number 3.
Well, Thompson wants that post up, and look how he keeps moving his feet to not let Brown get around him. And he kept the contact, so Thompson knew where Brown was at all times.
Knocked away from Capers and a late whistle and a foul. Jean-Paul Olukimi for the reach-in. His first 3 against Oklahoma State already here in the second half. Lodwick from the corner. Rattles home another 3, his 3rd of the night. Largest lead for Washington State.
Franklin just fell asleep defensively. It's like he doesn't believe Lodwick's going to shoot. The scouting report, Lodwick is a catch-and-shoot guy. You got to be in him, airspace, as soon as he touches the rock.
Page drives in, pump fake, knocked off balance, throws it up, won't go, but draws the foul against Marcus Capers. Keaton Page, one of the best free throw shooters in the country now, will go to the free throw line. Peyton, brother Keaton Page, tops in the Big 12 in free throw shooting. 90.4%. Misses the first.
Big-time scorer in high school. Number 2 all-time in the state of Oklahoma. Only Rodney Clark, who plays for Arkansas, is ahead of him. And it really came down to like their playoff games their senior year. They were going back and forth on who had the lead.
Page misses both.
He ended up 49 points short, but he scored 3,709 points in his high school career and ended it with 54 in the state title game.
Thompson a 3, no good, and Page runs it down. Here come the Cowboys. Page on the attack. Tries to get it underneath to Brown. It's deflected out. Last touch by Washington State. It'll stay with the Cowboys. Cougar fans wanted a foul there going for the loose ball as Lodwick got knocked down by Brown.
Brown definitely gave him a hit. Lodwick had a beat on that basketball. Lucky for it to be the Cowboys' ball again.
Think Mike Gundy took notice of that hit? Cougars up 12. It's their largest lead of the night.
I think we came in expecting Oklahoma State to be the more physical team, but I think Washington State has been the more aggressive, attacking, and physical team.
The foul trouble has really hurt Oklahoma State. Here's Brown into the lane. Throws up a crazy off-balance shot, but he draws the foul and will go to the free throw line. First on Thompson. So Moses with 4 fouls on the Oklahoma State bench. Picked up his 4th early here in the second half. That's a significant blow, Miles, for the Cowboys. He's their leading scorer, 3rd team all Big 12. Their leading rebounder. As the first shot buried by Markel Brown.
And he's had an excellent year. He's a 14.7 rebounder guy. He's a high field goal percentage. One of only 3 players in the Big 12 to be in top 10 in points and rebounds. Only Marcus Morris and Jordan Hamilton equaled that task in the Big 12, and those are special names there.
Missed the second. Washington State with the ball, leading it by 11. Plus Moses earlier this year, back-to-back 30-point games. There's a kicking violation against Washington State. It'll go with the Cowboys on the other side of a timeout, but Abe Lodwick here in the second half, getting the Cougar offense ignited from downtown.
ESPN Fantasy Baseball. Sign up for free at ESPN.com.
It works with people. It works with cars. The newly refined Acura TL. Aggression in its most elegant form.
John Hancock, the future is yours. Visit findtheanswers.com.
Where to go for a quiet getaway?
Thanks to the Orbit's Matrix display, you can make more knowledgeable decisions when booking vacation packages. See all your hotel and flight options and savings for the ideal vacation.
Perfect.
When you Orbitz, you know.
It's the Diet Dew Challenge.
You have your fans all fired up, Kenny.
Well, you thought I wouldn't, and I maintain Team Voltage is going to win this whole thing. We've been vlogging. We've been dropping Twitter bombs from the sky.
Twitter bombs?
So what have you done for Supernova?
I'm just telling people to taste it. It's in stores now, and it's delicious. And I'm telling people to go to dietdewchallenge.com and vote for Supernova.
On the internet?
Good luck, Kenny.
Pick the next Diet Mountain Dew flavor at dietdewchallenge.com.
Come on, Mauer, put your skirt into it. This is the show, not ladies' night at the Duluth Button Hut. I've seen better swings on a porch. Hey, maybe instead of the pure control system, we should have added a make Joe not choke system. Am I right?
With a stick. Well played, Mauer.
The show, rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Washington State leading Oklahoma State 46-35 here in the second half. ESPN, the home court of college hoops, continues with the NIT quarterfinals Tuesday night as Kent State travels to take on Colorado. The quarterfinals of the NIT on ESPN Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Here's your NIT headlines, Miles. 2 #1 seeds already gone, including the one in this bracket. Kent State pulling off the big upset early against St. Mary's.
Kent State has traveled across the country, went to St. Mary's, won the first round, then went to Fairfield, won again, now coming back to Colorado. Tough travel for Gino Ford and his squad.
Now they'll have to deal with Alec Burks, Corey Higgins, and Tad Boyle's Colorado Buffaloes.
And seeing Colorado in person, that was an NCAA tournament caliber team.
Out of bounds underneath to Oklahoma State.
There's not too many better tandems than Higgins and Burks on the wing. They really play a free-flowing offense, excellent athletes. And remember, Tad Boyle is the one who turned around Northern Colorado. His players got into the NCAA tournament under B.J. Hill this year.
The Big Sky Player of the Year, Devin Beitzel. Here's a 3. Missed by Dowell, and Pilgrim goes over the back of Thompson and picks up the foul.
And really, that's out of character for Dow. And now he's going to come out of the game. He's only 6 for 21 on the season from the three-point line, and Travis Ford is letting him know about it right now.
Cougars have led by as many as 12, working on an 11-point lead right here. Winner of this game will move on to the quarterfinals and host Northwestern Wednesday night. Thompson inside with the left hand. First points of the second half for Klay Thompson. And the largest lead for Washington State.
Thompson's so good moving without the basketball. He went side to side there, then the little flash to the baseline.
Kimmy works on Thompson. Page from long range. Thompson with a rebound. Reggie Moore, who is scoreless tonight. Thompson missing a 3. Pilgrim the rebound. 3-on-2 for the Cowboys. Pilgrim goes coast to coast and the finger roll with the right hand.
Matt Pilgrim, the big fella, showing some versatility there. Nobody stops the ball. He finishes at the basket.
Pilgrim with a season high, tying 13 points already. Casto on the block. Fouled by Jared Shaw, the sophomore, just into the game. And 2 free throws for Washington State.
Klay Thompson here. Fakes one way, goes off the screens, doesn't get the ball. Good job by Olakimi, but he doesn't give up on the play. Flashes right back to the baseline. Goes with the offhand baby jump hook from 5 feet. Klay Thompson, excellent ball movement, high IQ basketball player. Showing off all the skills tonight.
Swish on the first is Casto now 4 of 5 at the line. Picked up 2 early fouls, and it's been tough for him to get back into rhythm.
Roxy, you want to talk about a winner in high school? D'Angelo Casto at Ferris High School in Spokane, Washington, 58-0 in his last 2 years.
Second shot from Casto. Spins off. Shaw with the rebound. We saw no Cougars in the lane right there.
I think they just wanted to get back on defense. Maybe they didn't want to have happen what happened to the Pitt Panthers in their second round matchup.
Brown spins his way inside. Tipped up by Pilgrim. Won't go, and the rebound Casto for the Cougars. Or maybe they just had that much confidence in Casto that he was going to make them. Casto spins inside, shot blocked. Page comes away with it. 2 on 3. Page drives in. Waits for help. Pilgrim from the top. Foul line pull up. And the rebound Casto for the Cougars.
Pilgrim looked gassed. Everyone else sprinted down the floor. I don't know if he thought they're going to, and he just gave a fist sign that he needs to come out because he didn't get across half court. Matt Pilgrim, extremely tired. And then he makes a foul on the play. That's just a fatigue foul on Matt Pilgrim as he shoves Lodwick coming across the lane.
And he needs a breather here as Roger Franklin comes back for him. Franklin and Dowell were high school teammates, Duncansville, Texas. Casto with a dunk off the inbound pass underneath.
Excellent look, nice flash to the basket by Capers, showing that high vertical, just getting up quickly.
Already 16 fouls on Oklahoma State. Cowboys just 1 for their last 7 from the field. Keaton Page silences the crowd.
Good job by Page coming off tight on that pick and roll, shoulder to shoulder, doesn't let the guard get over the top.
Here's that 1-3-1 look we see from Oklahoma State. Saw a little bit of in the first half, Miles, and had a little bit of an effect. Off-balance floater from Aiden, no good, and the rebound Oklahoma State. 4 on 3 for the Cowboys. Pull-up 3. No good from Page. Offensive rebound, and Shaw is fouled inside on a putback.
Shaw's done a good job since he's been in the game. He had a block shot. He's been active on both ends. They're anticipating the miss of Page and keeping that ball up high. And he gets fouled.
Second on Modem, 3rd on Washington State. Here in the second half, and Shaw at the free throw line. Sophomore from Dallas, just 6 of 12 from the stripe this year.
He's a young man who was diagnosed with Crohn's disease this past August, which is an inflammation of the digestive tract, which can lead to abdominal pain. He was getting really tired. He couldn't keep weight on, but now they said they've got it under control. He's up 30 pounds, taking some supplements and dietary stuff every day to keep his weight up.
They have trimmed it to 10 here. 12-10 remaining. As a foul at midcourt, breaking the pressure, and Page called for the reach-in against Reggie Moore. Second against Keaton Page, and Reggie Moore, 75% foul shooter, will go to the line for a 1-and-1 as the Cougars are in the bonus for the rest of the night. First point of the night for Reggie Moore, and again, Miles, nobody in the free throw lane for the Cougars. Now Faisal Aiden comes in, so just 1 Cougar.
Well, Coach Bone just getting his defense set. He's putting the big guys back, not taking any chances on secondary break opportunities, and now setting up a little 3-quarter court pressure as they fall back into the 2-3 zone defense.
At one point, if you're Travis Ford, do you roll the dice and bring Moses back?
It has to be pretty quickly. I'd probably say after this next timeout, just so they can try to spark a run and get back into this game, see if he can give him some punch on the inside.
Moses on the bench with 4 fouls as Franklin spins inside with a kiss off the window.
Excellent flash to the basket, dive to the hole by Franklin, and the nice soft finish.
Lodwick for another 3. No good, and Shaw clears inside. Page on the attack. Missing the shot from the right elbow is Franklin. The rebound cleared by the Cougars.
They're actually getting a few good looks there. That was an excellent pass into the soft spot of the zone. Franklin just shot a flat shot, didn't get it up over the front of the rim.
He's done a good job of that tonight, Miles, finding that gap in the zone and getting an open mid-range look. Nice pass from Modem. Capers with the flush. Timeout Ken Bone, and the Cougars have opened up a 12-point lead on Oklahoma State.
Brock Modem showing the fundamentals, little jab step, little dish underneath, Capers with the nice vertical flush.
These will be the toughest shots in the entire competition.
It's like the point of no return.
If you can't make these precision shots, you shouldn't be here.
World-class marksmen face off in an all-new Top Shot. Tomorrow at 10 on History, made every day.
Most automobiles use only insulation to reduce noise. But we take a different approach. We use microphones to detect unwanted engine sounds, then transmit opposing frequencies to eliminate them. Literally fighting sound with sound. Active sound control, available in the Acura TSX. The most innovative thinking you'll find in an Acura.
At Dairy Queen, we don't stop at good enough. We don't just give you a cheeseburger. We give you 2 for $2.22 or 2 doubles for $3.33. And I'm not just playing a guitar. I'm playing a guitar that sounds like dolphins.
So at our company, we pay about the same, even though I'm a great driver and he's not so much.
Well, for a driver like you, I would recommend our new Snapshot discount. This little baby keeps track of your great driving habits so you can save money.
Amazing.
It's like an extra bonus savings.
He's my ride home.
How much can the Snapshot discount save you? Call or click today.
Professionals need to perform under pressure. And pressure can cause anyone's deodorant to fail. Introducing Gillette Odor Shield Antiperspirant. Unlike regular deodorants, it targets and neutralizes odor at the source. Help eliminate odor. Don't just cover it up. Gillette Odor Shield Antiperspirant. Also try Odor Shield technology in new body wash.
Washington State, 11 minutes away from a quarterfinal date with Northwestern. Oklahoma State has some different ideas, but they're going to need a comeback here. 55-43, the Cougars lead it. This crowd is loving it here in Pullman. Matchup of the Pac-10 and the Big 12. As Oklahoma State has had foul issues all night long. They're trying to do this with Marshall Moses on the bench and 4 fouls. Zone look from Washington State. On the timer. Quick burst into the key, and a block is called on Modem on the drive by Dowell. Just the 4th team foul on Washington State. As the Cowboys pick up a foul, but the fans are loving it. Here in the Palouse, they believe in this Washington State team. And maybe a date in New York City.
Genies don't grant just 2 wishes. Nobody talks about the 2 Musketeers, and you never hear anybody say, second time's the charm. Now there are 3 Sonatas, the Turbo, the Hybrid, and the Original, in case you need more evidence for the good things come in threes theory.
ESPN, your NBA destination. The up-and-down Knicks look for a quality win in the East as the playoff push intensifies.
And knocks it down.
Wednesday, Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire battle Dwight Howard and the Magic in the Big Apple. Then, Ginobili and the league-leading Spurs take on the new-look Nuggets in Denver. Coverage of Magic Knicks begins at 7:30 on ESPN. Then Spurs Nuggets at 10:30. Wednesday on ESPN and ESPN 3D.
This guy I met online, he could be anyone.
How can I know who to trust? With BeenVerified.com, you can run instant background checks right from your home computer for free.
With Been Verified, I know exactly who I'm meeting before the first date.
My accountant, my mortgage broker, now I know I can trust him.
No stranger comes around my growing family without a background check. Search anyone, even yourself. What turns up just might surprise you. Visit BeenVerified.com now for a free trial of unlimited background checks.
BeenVerified.com.
I may be in my pajamas right now, but I'm not going to bed. I'm going to college online to get a degree. Education Connection will connect you to the right online college for free. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on now to 66schoolmatching.com. That's 66schoolmatching.com. 66schoolmatching.com.
Washington State leading Oklahoma State. Second round of the NIT in Pullman. 55-43, almost midway through this second half. As the bracket for this matchup, and this is the last second round game of the NIT. And the winner will move on to host Northwestern. And the right to go to New York City. And Miles, the other side of this bracket, number 1, Vodtech going down. Also, the number 1 in this side, Boston College being ousted, but almost chalk on the other side.
Well, when you look at those number 1 seeds, Alabama won the SEC West this year. Anthony Grant did an excellent job. They were just right there on that bubble to go to the NCAA tournament. Colorado, we talked about what they've done. Tad Boyle, Alec Burks, Corey Higgins. There's a lot of pride in this tournament. The kids talking to both coaches and some of the players, they want to get to New York City and play at Madison Square Garden. It's important. And right now the Cougars, they're on their way tonight to a nice quarterfinal matchup if they can hold on.
Jump hook by Pilgrim, who now is a season high 15 for the senior from Cincinnati. Cuts it down to 10 again. And the 1-3-1 look from Oklahoma State. And Casto walked, forcing a turnover. Was this 1-3-1 zone?
Yeah, I know Casto is open there, but he's in a bad position. He's not used to handling the ball 15 to 17 feet away, and that's his second traveling call of the night. He's kind of hesitant. Let's bring it back out, use some clock, time and score on your side. Let's get Thompson and Aiden to some touches.
Does this zone get people out of their comfort zone a little bit, get them used to doing things they're not used to doing?
Well, it's a 1-3-1 tries to speed you up a little bit, especially when they're trapping. It's caused a little bit of problems, taking Washington State out of the rhythm of their offense.
Nice finish at the rim by Dowell, and it's an 8-point game.
Dowell averaging 10 points a game over his last 8 has really been a spark, especially in the second half of league play for the Cowboys.
Oklahoma State has made their last 4 shots from the field. Aiden has been relatively quiet tonight.
And you see Page, he doesn't play Capers on the perimeter. Capers has only made 1 3-pointer in his career, so Page can back off, place him as a driver, try to help on to Aiden and Thompson.
They're inviting him to shoot. Poked away from Casto by Pilgrim with a shot clock at 4 for Washington State. Surprising that the Cougars are not shooting the ball all that well, yet they're ahead by 8.
Well, defensively, they've done an excellent job, besides early on in the game, of holding Oklahoma State to 1 and done.
Lodwick misses a long 2. Pilgrim, long outlet pass. Dowell can't run it down, and Oklahoma State gives it right back to Wazoo.
When you have momentum on your side, you want to make sure that you can complete that home run pass 100% of the time. There, he put a little bit too much on it. He had Page about 15 feet away from him. And especially with Oklahoma State being on a nice little run, you don't want to give up a turnover, give up a possession like that.
Cougars lead it by 8. They've led by as many as 13 here tonight. Open three, Thompson. You can't give him that shot.
No, he's missed a couple of those tonight. He was just 2 for 9 from 3 into that shot. But there he lined it up, held his follow-through for the first time in about 3 or 4 looks that I've seen.
19 for Thompson. Brown misses terribly on a 3. Casto on the block, spins. Fall-away shot, got it to go over Shaw.
Good patience by Casto. Shaw is long in there at 6'10". Good shot blocker, but Casto able to get it up over him.
First field goal tonight for D'Angelo Casto as the Cougs have matched their largest lead. Markel Brown fouled on the drive. And he'll go to the free throw line, but Klay Thompson leading the Cougars tonight with a game-high 19 points. And the first team All-Pac-10 performer stroking it from long range.
Cars.com said the Elantra is a home run in the compact segment. TheCarConnection.com added it has officially left the Corolla in the dust. And Motor Trend declared Ford and Honda have their work cut out. This is what they'll be aiming for. Presenting the 40-mile-per-gallon 2011 Elantra. Anybody got a drawing board?
Linens and duvet washed fresh for every guest. Real value from your friends at Hampton.
You can't just throw this at me. I'm not throwing.
Dad's in the doghouse again. He just showed up with his client unannounced. Not even a text. Luckily, you've got Kraft Homestyle mac and cheese in the pantry, so Mom can save the day.
Well, isn't this nice?
Dad really screwed this up.
Kraft Homestyle macaroni and cheese. Cheesy noodles topped with golden brown breadcrumbs. You know you love it.
From the director of Watchmen and 300.
You're gonna want to watch this.
Comes a mind-bending vision. A revolutionary movie that breaks all the rules.
That world you're imagining right now, you control this world.
Sucker Punch. Rated PG-13 in theaters and IMAX Friday.
He has dissected frogs that are alive and happy to this day.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
They'll love these Cougars more if they can get to the quarterfinals of the NIT as they're up 13 on Oklahoma State with 7:55 to play. Here in the Palouse, and Miles, the last sequence. How did Klay Thompson get that wide open for a 3?
Little zone pressure from Oklahoma State. You see Klay right here at the high post area, wide open. And then the Oklahoma State players down low, Pilgrim and Shaw, they just get confused. You see Pilgrim try to push Shaw out. Shaw gets there too late. You can't leave one of the leading scorers in the country wide open to square up like that. He's going to knock it down a majority of the time.
And three-pointers have been the story, at least the difference as of right now in this game. Cougars have hit 7, Oklahoma State only 2. Cougar lead at 13. That's a difference of 15 points on the long-range shots. Markel Brown shooting 2 after the Reggie Moore foul. Just the 5th Cougar team foul. As Brown now 5 of 6 at the line with 9 points tonight. 7:55 remaining, and I'll ask you again, Miles. Marshall Moses, 4 fouls. When do you bring him back if you're Travis Ford?
I think for the offensive firepower, it has to be pretty soon. I know Shaw has played well defensively, but they still need some points to catch up and get back in this ball game. So when you have your leading scorer out, you can't have him out for too long.
Goes without saying, you lose this game tonight, you're done for the season. Lob ahead for Pilgrim, broken up by Lodwick. Out of bounds to the Cowboys on the baseline. There is Marshall Moses, picked up his 4th foul early in this second half, had 3 at halftime. And now a 30-second timeout taken by Oklahoma State, which is actually going to be a full timeout. They're using their full timeout here with 7:36 remaining, and the Cougars leading Oklahoma State by 11. The NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues Tuesday with regional coverage of the second round. First on ESPN at 7 Eastern, top seed UConn takes on Purdue. Then ESPN2 has more regional action as Oklahoma faces Miami, Louisville versus Xavier, or Georgetown against Maryland. The second round of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship presented by Capital One on ESPN2 Tuesday at 7 Eastern. Klay Thompson, a lot of question, will he or will he not be back for Ken Bone here in Pullman? Certainly the Cougar faithful wanted to see him for another season in the Palouse. The junior, there's one of the faithful. One more year from Klay Thompson, who's 3rd in school history in scoring. Already the top 3-point shooter in Washington State history, and they've had a lot of great shooters here.
Well, the fans know they're watching a special player. I mean, he came in unheralded, only 1 Pac-10 scholarship offer, and that was Washington State. He's a Southern California kid from Santa Margarita, has great lineage in his family. Dad Michael was the #1 pick. Brother Michael Jr. plays at Pepperdine, and his other brother is a 2nd-round pick of the White Sox. But for a junior like Klay, who's had an excellent year, it's not going to hurt to put his name in the draft. I love college basketball. Would I love to see him come back? Of course. But does he want to fulfill his dream? I'm sure he does, and a lot of scouts love him. He has that one ability. He can shoot the ball with NBA range off the dribble. He's 6'6". You know, he's going to be a pro whether it's this year or the next.
You had that option. You, as a junior, were the Final Four MVP, but elected to come back. What was it for you that brought you back to Arizona?
Different situation. We had just won a national championship. I wanted to go back-to-back, kind of like Nolan Smith and Kyle Singler this year. I loved college. I didn't feel a reason to leave. But every kid's situation is different in their life, and I think he'll make the best decision for what he has to do personally when it comes to that time.
Brock Modem rattles in a 3. Just his 9th three-pointer of the season, and a 12-point lead again for the Cougars. Modem with 13 points off the bench for Ken Bone tonight. Page fouled in the corner. Push against Washington State. Cowboys not in the bonus yet.
You see the respect that they have for Keaton Page. Capers is over there playing him 5 or 6 feet behind the 3-point line. He gets the flare screen. Thompson's there on the catch. They get the foul, but they know this guy can spark it up and hit and light it up quickly.
6th Cougar team foul, 2nd against Thompson. Here is Page. Thought about the 3. Crowd wanted to travel. Still 20 on the shot clock here. There is a long one. Short from Page, and Lodwick with the rebound. Six minutes to go, and the Cougars with the ball, working on a 12-point lead. Steal by Pilgrim. Goes in with Capers one-on-one and finishes with the right hand. And Matt Pilgrim continues a big night for the Cowboys.
Boy, he's played really well. He anticipates that throwback, gets his hand in the passing lane, gets a couple dribbles up the floor, and a nice finish for the big fella.
10-point game. Pilgrim with a season-high 17. Odom sidesteps Pilgrim, goes inside, foul on Oklahoma State. And here is Pilgrim, Miles, with the steal and going coast to coast. The big man with the steal and finish.
Well, they've gotten beat on that throwback a couple times tonight. There, he protects the ball like a guard, doesn't let the Washington State defender try to steal it low. Matt Pilgrim, if he cannot stay fatigued, it looks like he needs another break. He's holding his shorts again.
First free throw, Modem, good. 16 of 19 tonight for Washington State from the line. And here comes Moses back into the game with his 4 fouls, spelling Pilgrim. 5:32 remaining. Modem with 14. Mentioned the Australian Institute of Sport earlier. Miles, it's funny because talking with Randy Bennett, the coach at St. Mary's, it seems to get everybody out of that Australian Institute of Sport. And Modem is the one guy, he told me, that out of that institute that he wanted and did not get.
Well, you can see why. He's 6'10", 230. Has some range to his shot, 17 to 18 feet. He's big. He's a high basketball IQ guy. He would have fit in perfectly with what St. Mary's does, but I think Randy Bennett has to be happy with Dellavedova, Steindl, Mitchell Young. He had Patty Mills.
Yeah.
So he's done pretty well for himself at St. Mary's.
So Moses in with his 4 fouls. Here's a 3 from the top. Buried by Dowell, his first 3 of the night, just his 7th of the year.
Dowell that time did a better job squaring it up, got the ball solidly in his hands, held his follow-through, and had excellent lift.
They've cut it to single digits again. They need to get some stops. Casto works on Shaw. Modem moves around Moses. Misses the finish. Offensive foul. He charged. Conflicting calls. Scott Twardowski on the side says a block, or rather he says charge, and Tony Padilla in the baseline said charge. Scott Twardowski's call overrules Padilla's. Offensive foul, Modem, his 4th with 4:44 remaining.
The block charge, one of the hardest calls to make in basketball. Shaw might have been a little bit late there, maybe a half a step as Modem took off. Looks like Modem was in the air before Shaw was planted.
Olakimi on the wing. Fires a contested 3, rattles off, and the rebound tips out to Capers for Washington State.
That could have been a huge shot. Would have been down to 9 points, just rattles in and out for Olakimi.
Here's Thompson. Casto inside, drops it off. Capers knocked out of bounds and a Cougar ball underneath. Ken Bowen wanted a foul, so did the Cougar faithful here.
Now it's getting a little bit more physical on the inside. A lot of bumping going on. No contact there by Olakimi, but on the arm, on the on the reset.
The more physical it gets, better for Oklahoma State.
I don't know if it's better because, unless they're not calling it, because both teams are now in the bonus.
Cougars will go to the line for a 1-and-1, and Thompson. Redshirt Dowell with his first. And not the guy to put on the free throw line. It's Klay Thompson, 4 of 4 tonight, 83% on the year. It's the first, he'll get the bonus. Thompson now 20 or more in each of the last 7 games.
Klay's a guy I've been able to spend quite a bit of time with, being that we both live in the same area. We've worked out together quite a bit, and people don't know, he's one of the most competitive people that I've ever met. Whenever he loses any game, shooting game, pickup game, usually leaves the gym very upset without talking to anybody.
Out of bounds, they're giving it to Oklahoma State. And the crowd didn't think so, but the Cowboys will have it. They need a comeback. Final 3:59 of this one. Oklahoma State down 11. Maybe a gift for the Cowboys. They need as much help as they can get right now. Cougars in control here in the Palouse.
These will be
toughest shots in the entire competition.
It's like the point of no return.
If you can't make these precision shots, you shouldn't be here.
World-class marksmen face off in an all-new Top Shot tomorrow at 10 on History, made every day.
Of all the things you've ever ridden, it's most similar to none of them. The Can-Am Spyder Roadster. Its unique three-wheeled stance makes hitting the open road easier than ever. Now you can take your motorcycle license test on a Can-Am Roadster and be riding the next day. Discover what thousands of riders already know at canam.brp.com. It's riding reinvented.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Every family's got them. The wild and crazy uncle. The smart, incredibly efficient sister. The overachieving cousin who everyone gets compared to. The Sonata family is no different, with the turbo, the hybrid, and the original. Man, those are some good genes.
Final 3:59 here in Pullman. Washington State leading Oklahoma State 67-56. Cougars undefeated all-time at home in the NIT, 4-0. The Cowboys have never won a true road game in the NIT, 0-5, and right now it's going according to form.
And the Cowboys haven't been a good road team all year, 1-9 on the road.
Keaton Page into the lane. 13 on the shot clock. Dowell drives. Swatted out of bounds by Casto coming over to help out Capers.
I still like the penetration of Dowell. He does a good job. Casto just excellent timing. Gets his fingertips on it, blocks it out of bounds.
Offensive foul before the inbound. They're saying Pilgrim called for knocking over Casto underneath.
Now, Roxy, you can't tell me that D'Angelo Casto at 6'8", 255 is just going to fall over that easy if Matt Pilgrim just walks one step, a half step into him. Great acting job by D'Angelo Casto.
And nice sell job, and the Cougars almost turn it over, but they get it back. There is Casto working on Moses with 4 fouls. And now Casto throws it right away. He taketh, then giveth back.
Look at Pilgrim here. He walks a half step, no force behind him, no momentum, and he knocks down a guy that weighs the same as him. Good job of selling it, though, D'Angelo Casto. I give you credit.
Casto 6'8", 255. Dowell loses the ball, trying to split the double team. Casto ahead for Capers, broken up by Pilgrim hustling back on defense. And the Cougars have it on the baseline.
Casto has to give that ball up right away. Now, he's made 3 or 4 turnovers. Luckily, that wasn't one. The last possession where he tried to skip it over. He's not the best passer. Someone has to come and get that ball out of his hands as to not make turnovers for the Cougars.
So you're saying D'Angelo Casto will never be confused for a point guard?
He will not.
Thompson on the drive. Spins off. Casto the rebound and foul.
Now that's what he can do. Use his athleticism, his length, his strength, fight around the block out to get offensive board.
Third against Pilgrim. Washington State in the double bonus. Casto 4 of 6 at the line tonight, shooting a pair. 3:08 remaining, and the Cougars up 11. Casto buries the first.
If Washington State is to get to New York, they will have to do something that they haven't done since December, and that's win more than 2 games in a row. December 23rd was the last time they've won more than 2 in a row in the Pac-10. They really struggled just going back and forth. Couple losses, a win, couple losses, a win.
This is a team that got off to a 10-1 start this year with some good wins early. They blew out Gonzaga here.
Played well at the Diamond Head Classic.
Yeah, they beat Baylor on a neutral floor.
They looked outstanding there.
Open three. Rattled home by Dowell. Timeout, Oklahoma State. 2:49 to play. And the Cowboys have cut it to 10. ESPN, the home court of college hoops, continues with the NIT quarterfinals Tuesday night as Kent State takes on top seed Colorado. Quarterfinals of the NIT on ESPN Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern from Boulder. There's our half of the bracket. And the winner of this game will take on Northwestern on Wednesday. And the winner of this matchup will host the Wildcats. Well, on the other half, Wichita State will welcome College of Charleston to town. In a bracket that's all over the place. They're a 4 against a 6.
Some excellent scores in that bracket. First of all, for Northwestern, John Scherna, one of the best three-point shooters in the country for the Wildcats in that Princeton-style offense. And then for College of Charleston, Andrew Gowdlock. He's a little bit ahead of Klay Thompson in points per game, gets about 23 or 24 a game. An elite shooter, scorer, one of the best in the country. Ken Bone yelling out patience, time and score on their side. Get the shot that they want, get into the hands of the guy they want.
Kick out for Modem. Trying to run some clock. Thompson has it now. Here's the playmaker Moore. 6 to shoot. Inside for Modem. Underneath. Spins. Reverse. Brock Modem with 17.
Modem just using the body contact to slither off his defender and reverse it on the other side.
71-59. Moses on the block. Forced out. Only 2 points tonight for Marshall. Moses powers his way inside. Swatted by Casto. And then Casto took an elbow from Moses.
That was some contact now there. And Marshall Moses is a big dude. I don't think he did it intentionally, but he was just trying to back out of the way, and there was a collision between Moses and Casto.
Here is that last sequence.
Oh, he got him with the elbow.
Referees are talking about this. Rick Batzel, Scott Twardowski, and Tony Padilla.
And I think if they go to the monitor on this one, it's going to be Moses' 5th foul.
And just a question of, will it be more than just a regular foul? So the officials are going over the monitor. There's the lead official, Rick Batzel, on your left, Scott Twardowski on his right. And you will see at home what the officials are looking at on the monitor.
And the rule is making contact above the shoulders equals an intentional personal foul, which should be 2 shots and the ball out of bounds at the spot of the foul for Washington State. Now, if he was excessively swinging anywhere and making contact, then it can be a flagrant foul and 2 shots in the ejection of the player. But that, I think, is going to be ruled an intentional personal foul, 2 shots in the ball for the Cougars.
And if it is, it'll be an end to a very frustrating night here in Pullman for Marshall Moses in what could be his last college game.
Yeah, and this is a guy who Coach Ford has coached for the last 3 years, who said has just made vast improvements in his off-the-court demeanor, his on-the-court attitude. He said he's had no problems, even named him captain this year. Can be a frustrating way to play your last college game for Oklahoma State.
And you hate to see it end like this for Moses. And you talked about the great career that he's had. Just a special player for Oklahoma State. All-league player in the Big 12. An intentional foul, they have ruled it. And Moses is done for the night. Fouled out with just 2 points.
Tough night for him. But like I said, Coach Ford is so proud.
Tony Padilla coming over to tell us it's an excessive contact foul on Marshall Moses. So Casto will shoot 2 here. First, no good, as the Cougars had made their last 8.
Coach Ford's so proud of that young man, just the growth that he's had in the last year, you know, on and off the court, as I just said. But a frustrating night for Marshall Moses. Just couldn't get it going. Foul trouble from the beginning. And really a key reason why the Cowboys are down big late.
And with the excessive contact foul, the 2 free throws, and the Cougars get possession here. And they've matched their largest lead of the night inside 2 minutes to play. Just a tough night for Marshall Moses, and he fouls out here late in the game. Cougars going to run some clock, leading it by 13. A minute 40 away from moving to the quarterfinals and hosting Northwestern here on Wednesday night. Five to shoot. Moore finds Castro. Reverse. Spinning. Dunk Castro with the right hand, and it's a 15-point lead.
Fitting way for the Cougars to end the night. They've been punishing and attacking this Oklahoma State defense.
Page fouled on a 3 by Moore. His second. Keaton Page will shoot 3 with 1:07 to play. And here's that spinning slam by Castro.
Excellent job of drawing the defense. Pilgrim just loses sight of his man. Didn't need to help Page out and retain. D'Angelo Castro getting up to throw down hard.
He's fired up.
We've spoken about this Cougar team. If they can return Klay Thompson, Faisal Aiden, Reggie Moore, D'Angelo Castro, Marcus Capers, Brock Modem, their top 6 scorers.
Not a senior on this roster.
Yeah, they're all underclassmen. They'll be a top 25 team, contend to get into the NCAA tournament.
Coming up next, after we're done here in Pullman, College Game Day scoreboard from the studios. Hat trick for Keaton Page, and he has 11.
Page still challenges his coach, Travis Ford, who's one of the all-time best three-point shooters in NCAA history, to games of horse quite often. And Travis Ford said Page has only beaten him 1 time ever.
Do you want to take him on?
I would take him on. I love a challenge. I would have to go to the trick shots. I don't know. Ford might be able to outshoot me, but I can go to the hooks and the runners, get some trick stuff in there.
Now the Cowboys force a 5-second call and a turnover for Washington State. 41.1 to play, and the Cougars leading it by 12. It's been a big night. Double-double for Matt Pilgrim. Also a big night for this guy, Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson just showing all his versatility, got everybody involved, was on fire early on, knocking down threes, was really dialed in for this Cougar team.
Shaw gets the pass from Dowell, and he finishes inside. And a timeout taken by Travis Ford, to the chagrin of the fans here. 10-point lead for the Cougars, 26.9 to play.
Things bode well in Stillwater, though. Travis Ford done an excellent job recruiting. Has 2 big-time recruits coming in. LeBrian Nash.
He's big time.
Top 5 player. Can play, as Travis Ford said, all 5 positions. The thing he has that they really need, he can score the basketball inside and out. Big-time wing player. McDonald's All-American. And then they picked up a commitment from Cesar Guerrero. He's from Bellflower, California, St. John Bosco High School. He's a point guard, he's quick, but as what the recruiting experts love is that he's a pass, dribble, and shoot guy, has all the offensive tools that you need to be successful at the next level.
Ben Lowen checks in for the Cougars, a junior from Spokane. Full court pressure. Talked about the Cougars had the potential to be good next year also if everybody comes back. The Pac-10 in general will be better next year.
Pac-10 is a young league. Talking about if the UCLA Bruins can return their players, if Arizona, who's been dominant, won the Pac-10, they're all underclassmen. The Cal Bears will get much better.
Here's a 3 from the corner. Rebound Oklahoma State. 2-1. Half-court shot at the buzzer. No good. And the Washington State Cougars move on to the quarterfinals of the NIT, and they will host Northwestern here Wednesday night for the right to go to New York City in the Final Four of the NIT as they knock off Oklahoma State 74-64 here in the Palouse. Here's a look at the bracket. So Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. out here. The Cougars host Northwestern in the quarterfinals.
Great chance for these teams to go to Madison Square Garden, one of my favorite places that I ever got to play in. They call it the Mecca of basketball, and I can see why. Klay Thompson dialed in, showing why he's one of the most, I feel, underrated players in the country tonight. A dominant performance, showing off all his versatility.
Klay Thompson leads all scorers with 21 to lead the Cougars into the quarters. Once again, our final score, Washington State 74, Oklahoma State 64. For Miles Simon and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Roxy Bernstein. Coming up next on ESPN2 is College Game Day Scoreboard. Good night from Pullman, Washington.